Hello everyone, this is Pip.
And this is Kiki.
And we're back playing Remember 11. Let's see here. Last time we left off.
She's about to take her pill.
Yeah. So, should we take them or not take them? Like, I don't know. I don't know if we should take them, because if we take them and that girl's a serial killer, she might kill us. But it was Callie who gave them to us, so I don't know. It's basically, do you think we can trust her?
I think we can trust her. I don't think, she would give us something if it's basically going to harm us. So I don't think it's a problem. I think we can give it a try.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the pills will harm us. I don't think that's the purpose. But I do think that maybe if we take them, like, what if we take them and it knocks us out, and then the serial killer comes in and kills us while we're sleeping? So maybe we should just not take them.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's don't take them.
All right.
I decided not to take them. It's not so bad that I won't be able to make it without relying on the drugs. Being this tired, I should be able to fall asleep right away. I placed the package of medicine back into my pocket as it was. Oh, so cold. It got a little colder. Of course, my body was soaked to the skin. In order to try to calm myself down, I decided to take a bath. If I take a while to catch my breath, some break in my mental deadlock might appear. I persuade myself with that. It might be carefree, but I wouldn't be able to hold myself together for much longer like this. After giving the bathtub a quick rinse, I begin to fill it with hot water. I sit on the edge of the bathtub and doze off, staring at the surface of the water. Engulfed in a comfortable steam, I'm attacked by drowsiness. I suddenly heard sounds coming from the room. Maybe Uni had come to visit. Uni, is that you? I called into the other room. No response. I poked just my head out of the bathroom and inspected the state of the room. Nobody was there. There wasn't any human presence. Was it just my imagination? I tilted my head and returned my eyes to the bathroom. The water looks warm and full of vitality. Because I've experienced the intense cold of the shelter cabin, the hot water felt incredibly precious. I wonder what Yomogi and Meizumi were doing right now. Imagine that they were at the shelter cabin, wrapped in blankets, shivering in the cold. It'd be nice if I could take this hot water from my dream into reality. It happened again. Again, I heard a sound. It must be just Uni playing a prank on me. Jeez, I'm already so tired. I left the bathroom. There wasn't anyone in the room after all. Maybe he was hiding? Uni, stop messing around and come out already. But there was no reply. And I didn't feel anyone's presence. How weird. Just to be certain, I looked anywhere that could be used as a hiding place. I looked into the closet as well. Still, Uni was nowhere to be found. Leaving the room, I even poked my head into the living area. There wasn't anyone in the living area, nor the kitchen. It seemed like everyone had returned to their rooms. The whole place was as silent as the grave. In that silence, I started to feel insecure. This entire institution didn't have very much human presence at all. Ah, the tub is going to overflow. I panicked and turned back to the bathroom. The hot water had already filled about 80% of the tub. I gently put my hand in to test the water. A little hot, but that heat felt nice. My hand continued to splash and stir the water in the bathtub. Wait a second. I'm a man right now. I became aware of a fatal error. There was no way I could get into a bath naked when my body's a man's. It's kind of wrong. I remembered that scene from before and immediately recalled how cold it had been. And then, suddenly, the light in the room went out. What? It happened so suddenly, and I was in a state of confusion, trying to figure out what was going on. It was completely dark, and I couldn't see a thing. Because of that, I was late in noticing...
Wait, just hold on. Wait till they leave. Sorry, we have maintenance outside. Blowing our leaves.
I know, it's annoying.
Okay, just go.
Because of that, I was late in noticing the presence of someone who entered the bathroom. Who? I turned and faced the direction of the person's presence. Someone's in front of me. Pure whiteness. Was it steam covering my field of vision? No, it was snow.
I guess that when it does that sequence, that's when she's switching bodies back or something, because I think it did that sequence last time where it showed all those flash of images.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. The entire surface of the world in front of me was concealed in a layer of snow. What? I could feel someone's hands under my armpits. Facing up toward the sky, I could see that my body was being dragged through the snow. Up until just a few moments ago, I had been covered by the warm steam of the hot bath in the bathroom, but now, all of a sudden, I was hit with this gusty, chilly air. It's cold. The place pierced right through me. My entire... Oh.
You said place.
Oh. The cold pierced right through me. My entire body shook from the chill. I couldn't seem to just gather any of my strength. Who? Who's dragging me across the snow? Dragging me out into a place into a place this cold. The person's trying to kill me. No. I shook myself free from the hands underneath my arms. And just like that, I lost my support and collapsed with my body sprawled across the snow. Help me. My lips were shaking. I couldn't even speak properly. They had frozen. That was when Yamagi stood over me and looked down toward me. He had a blank look on his face. Yamagi-san? Why is Yamagi here? But he didn't pay any attention to my look of confusion, and once again stretched his arms toward me. Scrambling to get away from him, I pushed myself up. But my foot couldn't get a proper grip because of the snow. With every step, my feet sunk deeper and deeper into it.
Hey!
What are you doing? I yelled out as loud as I glared back at Yamagi. His hands reached out toward me. I slapped those hands away immediately. That's when I noticed this strange, uncomfortable feeling. For some reason, something didn't feel right around my chest. The usual feeling of support wasn't there. I touched my chest lightly. My bra is not on properly. It's unhooked. Pervert, molester, you filthy old man, big stupid oaf. I covered my chest with my hands in a panic. You were gonna molest me? Where are you gonna take me? An annoyed look appeared on Yamagi's face. He was acting kind of weird. He pointed his chin in the direction behind him.
To the cabin? You want to die yet? You don't want to die yet, right?
Through the blowing snow, I recognized the faint image of the cabin. It's the shelter cabin. I'm no more than 10 meters away from it. But I should be at Svaya. Huh? Could it be that I woke up from the dream? My quiet mutter disappeared in the sound of the fierce wind. Pushing my way past Yamagi, I quickly made my way toward the cabin. When I ran inside the cabin, Yuni and Miyazumi were both there. So I really was back. No, instead of saying that I was back, I should say that I had woken up from my dream. Miyazumi was, as always, wrapped up in a blanket in front of the stove. She clicked her tongue lightly in disdain as she looked at me with suspicion. Yuni, too, only looked at me from afar.
Are you okay?
Ha ha ha. I shook my head in silence, trying hard to catch my breath once again. The warm air inside the cabin soothed me just a tiny bit. But there was no way I would forget the one thing I needed to do. I pulled my hands from my skirt and reached into my shirt to fix my bra in a hurry. I made my way to the stove and held my hands up near it. My hands had turned bright red. There was no feeling in the fingertips. I was covered in snow from head to toe. Even my hair was dripping wet. I brushed the snow off me as I struggled hard to endure this torment. Hey, go over there, will you? This isn't the time to worry about what she just said, since my body felt like it was completely frozen. When she realized I was ignoring her, she got up and moved to another spot. Yuni handed me a small towel. I accepted it without a word and dried my wet hair. Yamagi had also made it back into the cabin, closing the door behind him. He looked straight at me, his face telling me that he wanted to hear an explanation. But in the end, he didn't say anything. He just stood quietly near the door and brushed the snow off of himself. If I could explain what had just happened, I would. But because I had absolutely no idea, there wasn't much I could do. Anyway, my body was now returning to normal. My heart and my body had also both returned to being those of Fuyukawa Kokoro. But that's all I can be certain of for now. No one said a single word. Seemed like something really strange had happened. There's no mistake about that. But I don't know why everyone was so quiet. I stood beside the stove, puzzled. An uncomfortable silence filled the cabin. Nobody said a thing. Normally, Yuni would be joking around energetically, but he just glanced at me with a sad look on his face. What was I doing outside? I didn't direct the question at anyone in particular. Miyazumi didn't respond. Yuni looked down at the floor. Yamagi turned toward me and looked at me as if he was looking at a ghost. But soon he groaned in a serious manner.
I see.
He stood there, nodding alone by himself, as if he had just figured out something. Yamagi-san, what is it?
Wait a second.
Yamagi stretched his head as he thought things over. Soon he sat down on the wooden stool and pulled it toward me.
Let's see, you're Fuyukawa-san right now, right?
Huh? Isn't it obvious? With hesitation in his voice, Yamagi continued.
No, Yukito-kan did explain it to me, but can you go through it one more time?
Yukito? I've heard that name before. The name that appeared in my dream. Are you talking about Yuriko Satoru?
Yeah, that's right. It's about him, the other personality inside of you.
My head felt dizzy. Unable to stand up any longer, I sat down across from Yamagi. Could he be talking about me suffering from DID again?
But you don't know about Yukudo-kun, do you?
Yeah, I don't know him. I don't know him, but at the same time, I do. A really strange thing to say. And yet, that was really the only way I could describe it.
Alright, that's fine. Anyhow, I think you should have realized it by now, but you were him until just a few moments ago. Do you know what DID is?
I knew it. I couldn't help but let out a sigh. Dissociative identity disorder.
That's right. You seem to have developed multiple personalities due to the shock from the crash.
Was I dreaming again? Was this shelter cabin a dream too? If that was the case, was the time I spent at Spire the reality? But I'm a woman. I'm absolutely 100% a woman. Perhaps realizing from the look on my face that I was getting angrier and angrier, Yamagi quickly explained.
Well, I don't really believe it either, but that's what he said.
The person Yamagi was looking at was Uni. Uni did? Why would a young boy like him have such expert knowledge about DID? Does he know something? I looked at him, questioning him with my eyes, but he didn't give me an explanation. There was nothing I could do, so I left him alone. I got the gist of what had happened. I'll worry later about whether I'm really suffering from DID or not. But why was Yokido Satoru out there?
Most likely trying to escape. I wonder if it's because he didn't believe what I had said. I think he didn't want to admit he was, in reality, nothing more than an alternate personality born inside of Kokuran.
My heart skipped a beat. The way Uni spoke, it was as if he knew everything. Just as I thought, Enough of this. Suddenly, Miyazumi yelled out in frustration. Blinking off her blanket, she jumped up to her feet. She glared at me with her eyes wide open. How long are you planning on being led around by this girl's lies? Looks like she's trying to say I'm making this all up. I'm not lying or anything. Shut up. I'm not going to be played by you like this. She looked as if she was going to hit me at any moment. Her eyes looked so angry, they made me take a couple steps back from her.
Then why don't you tell me?
Yamagi lit his cigarette. Taking a puff, he pointed toward Miyazumi with the hand holding the cigarette.
Tell me, why do you think she's lying?
That caught Miyazumi off guard.
Because...
Biting her lip, she fell silent.
Do you have your own reasons to suspect she's lying?
Why the hell should I tell you?
If you know something, I don't convince you to share it with me. It'll bother me so much that I won't be able to sleep.
I'm not here to help you sleep. Yamagi chuckled as he took another puff.
I don't understand you two at all. Looks like there's a lot going on that I don't know, but...
I felt the same way too. I needed someone to explain what was going on.
Miyazumi, just now, you spoke almost as if you knew who Yukudo Satoru was. Fuyukawa-san, no, I mean Yukudo-kun, seems to know about Miyazumi too. You denied it just now, but you two really know each other, don't you?
Again with that, just now, What exactly did he mean when he said, just now? Yumagi looked straight at me. He was getting even more confused. I quietly shook my head. The first time I had ever met Mayuzumi was in this cabin.
How about you, Mayuzumi?
No, at least definitely not this girl.
At least. So does that mean you do know Yukodo-kun?
I don't see what business that is of yours. This is so stupid. I'm not talking to you guys anymore. Miyazumi did know the person named Yokodo Satoru. Her actions said it loud and clear. I didn't know what kind of relationship the two of them had. But one thing was certain, it was something Miyazumi was angry about. As things stand now, it had already gotten quite awkward between us. We were supposed to be coming together and doing our best to make it through this, but now the atmosphere in the cabin had gotten worse. So I'll
apologize or press harder about her relationship with Satoru.
I think we should apologize. Maybe she'll cheer up a little bit.
Okay.
Mayuzumi-san? What? I bowed my head deeply. I'm sorry. Looks like I really made you angry. But please believe me. I'm not lying, and I'm not trying to make you a fool of you either. Miyazumi looked at me with suspicion in her eyes.
Since Furukawa-san has apologized, why not go ahead and make up now?
Yumagi tried to play the peacekeeper, but Miyazumi just let out a snort of contempt and started walking away from me. If you're not going to apologize, you shouldn't have just said those strange things in the first place. If you're going to apologize. And instead of bothering me, you should be making dinner. Hop to it. Jeez, what a moron.
Yeah, go make dinner.
She pointed at Yumagi as she vented her anger at him with those words. I'm starving over here.
Ah, right. We haven't had anything to eat yet. I bet that's the reason Miyazumi is so irritated. Alright, let's make something to eat already. The water looks like it's already boiling.
He said as he glanced at the aluminum pot sitting on top of the stove. White steam rose up from the aluminum pot.
So, what are we having today?
Uni asked as they peeked into the cardboard box, where all the emergency rations were kept.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yumagi thought about it for a while, then...
What does everyone want to eat?
He inquired of us.
Stew, rice porridge, or chukadon, Chinese-style rice bowl. Rice bowl sounds good. What do you think?
I say there's stew or the rice bowl.
Stew's gross.
Chukadon. All three of us said in perfect unison.
A unanimous decision, huh? Actually, I was just thinking how much I wanted to have some chukadon as well. I don't quite understand it myself, but I'm really in the mood for chukadon.
As he nodded his head and muttered, Yumagi took out 4 servings of chukadon from the cardboard boxes.
Okay then, everyone get their bowls ready.
We quickly took the bowls and spoons out of the cardboard boxes. But this, it really was kind of incredible. The fact that the 4 of us all agreed on what to eat. It's as if the moment I had decided I want to eat some chukadon, that thought was broadcast to everyone else. No, maybe we can think of it another way. From the very beginning, everyone's decisions have already been determined. No, that's not exactly it either. I'm not the type to believe in fate. I don't believe in what kind of dream. I'm just not that kind of a romantic. Maybe you can try thinking of it like this. Everyone's decisions were all made by some kind of unseen existence. Yeah, right. I'm such an idiot. There's no way something like that would happen. But that does sound just a bit romantic, doesn't it? As I tried to shake off these strange ideas, I put the ingredients for the chukadon Yamagi had handed me into my bowl.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I asked suddenly as I brought the warm chukadon to my lips. Whatever happened to that newspaper article?
Huh?
And with that single question, the atmosphere that had thawed froze once again. I may have said something I shouldn't have. But I didn't even want to think about that newspaper article in the first place. So why did I ask a question like that? It feels so strange. So unbelievable. Once again, I'd become conscious of an existence I couldn't see. When I looked up at Miyazumi, the hand she was eating with had stopped cold, and the spoon she was holding clattered against her bowl. She was shaking.
If you want that newspaper article, we put it on that shelf.
I looked over, and sure enough, there it was. But it seemed really different from the last time I had seen it. It seemed like it was patched up messily. In other words, it had been taped together after having been ripped to pieces before.
Ah, you don't remember. The newspaper article you tore up when you became Yukado-kan, we all fixed it up to how it was before.
Tore it up? I did?
You don't remember that either?
Yes. It's true that the moment I read the newspaper article, I really was destroyed by the shock. I do remember using my strength to do something. But did I really rip it up? Maybe I did after all. I wasn't too sure whether I had ripped it or not. That part of my memory seemed so vague. Especially because at that exact moment, my head had gone completely blank.
Well, it's fine. I'm already used to you being like that. I think it would be best not to pay any attention to that newspaper article. That thing is probably just someone's idea of a prank. Yeah, like somebody knew they were all gonna crash in the plane, so they left the article there for them. That makes sense.
They did it on purpose.
Haha.
Yamagi said, his voice almost a groan.
It's like they're on a reality show, and it's just a prank.
They have hidden cameras.
Yeah. We crashed the plane on purpose. All those people died just so that we could prank you. That's the only thing I can think of to explain it.
How can you be so easily certain about that? Mizumi slammed her bowl on the table, as if something she had been holding in until now suddenly exploded within her. How can it be possible be a prank? If it was a prank, then the guy who made this newspaper article would have had to predict the crash of HAL 18. The four of us surviving, us making it to the shelter cabin, that guy would have to know all of it. A prophet? Or perhaps someone who can predict the future? Or maybe even Laplace's demon?
Miyazumi?
What reason would anyone have for playing such a prank in the first place? Why threaten us like this?
Miyazumi, calm down.
Is he following us around with his camera right now then? Some guy gonna pop out suddenly and say, "You're on candid camera"? This is all just idiotic. Miyazumi snapped as she stared at Yamagi.
Calm down, Miyazumi. You're not making sense. So, do you think this paper is real, or you think it's fake?
Well, Izumi went quiet all of a sudden. I guess that's a natural reaction. If the newspaper article is real, that means the three of us have already died. 6 days later, on January 17th, to believe that a newspaper article is real is the same as accepting our deaths. It's not that she believes it's fake. It's just that she doesn't want to believe it's real either. I can understand the conflict within Izumi very clearly.
Very well. Well then, Miyazumi. Suppose we say the newspaper article is a prank.
Isn't a prank.
Isn't. If it isn't a prank, then can you explain it? If you still can't, it still can't be explained, right? Why is a newspaper article from the future in a place like this? We're just going around in circles. Even if we think about it, we won't get anywhere. There's no way to come to a conclusion about it. And if that's the case, we may as well forget about it, right? Does that sound good? Just think of it like this. No matter how we explain this, the result is the same. Because it's not something that can be explained no matter what we do. If so, then let's just think positively. That the newspaper article is just a prank. And all of us will make it back alive for sure. Isn't that better than worrying about it? Right?
Got it. I'll forget about it.
Good. Everyone else too. Is that okay with you?
Okay.
Yep.
Both of us nodded. I too felt the same as Yamagi. If it's something bad, then we might as well just forget about it. In some ways, that's one of the strongest defense mechanisms that I have learned in life so far. Uni probably thinks so too. Anyway, I'm glad. I was worried about how bad the situation was going to get, but for now, at least everyone's panic has subsided. The panic that had been stirred up by that creepy piece of newspaper has now disappeared. As if forgotten. And that's good enough. I finished eating dinner, so I'm gonna go to bed. Mizumi muttered as she picked up her blanket and made her way to the top bunk. The bowl she had slammed on the table just a while ago was completely empty. After a while, the rest of us finished our humble meals as well.
Well then.
After taking out his portable ashtray and putting out his cigarette, Yamagi stood up.
It's getting much too late already. To make sure the fire doesn't go out, we should take turns sleeping. I'll take the first shift.
But...
It's okay. You should get some sleep as well.
Slowly I stood up. I caught a glimpse of the watch on my right wrist. It was already approaching midnight.
Hey!
Uni tugged on my hand. He looked up at me with eyes like an abandoned kitten's.
Kokoran? Can we sleep together?
I couldn't help but smile gently at him. Great idea. His face lit up immediately. The two of us both squeezed into the bottom bunk. Covering ourselves with blankets, we curried up into a ball. Curled. Curled up into a ball. Soon I could hear Uni's quiet, peaceful breathing as he fell asleep. His sleeping face was as peaceful and adorable as an angel's. His body was warm. I really wanted to believe his warmth was not just a dream. Hey, Yumagi-san? I called out to him as he sat with his back to me.
What's wrong?
I want to make sure just one more time. Did I really call myself Yukido Satoru? After a short pause.
Yeah.
I see. Good night.
Good night.
I closed my eyes. But with that said, I couldn't fall asleep at all. Whenever I tried to be still, endless thoughts ran through my mind, going deeper and deeper, like an endless bog. Even if I kept thinking about it over and over again, I was still so far coming up with an answer. What had happened to me? Yamagi said that I had multiple personalities. The same thing Yutsumi had told me in that dream when I was in Sphia. Was that really the truth? Was the time I spent in Sphia even a dream? Is the Kokoro lying here on the bed in this shelter cabin even real? Which one is the dream and which one is reality? Or perhaps both of them are in a dream? Or perhaps both are reality. When I lost consciousness in this shelter cabin, who was it that was controlling my body? Yamagi, Meizumi, and even Yuni confirmed it, so it was probably not just a mistake. It appears the person that was controlling my body introduced himself as Yukido Satoru. Meanwhile, when I was in Sphia, my body also belonged to Yukido Satoru as well. Multiple personality disorder can't possibly explain that. And both felt much too real to be explained as dreams. So then, what are they? I can only think of one answer to that. Both are reality. Multiple personality disorder alone cannot explain what was happening to me right now. Because I was still me while I was inside Satoru's body, as there is still a connection to my own memories while I was there. So it was probably natural to suddenly come up with the explanation my consciousness had been mutually switching between the world here and the world there. Regardless of whether that sounds logical, I couldn't think of any other explanation. A bitter laugh echoed inside my heart. It's just like a science fiction novel. But this is reality. Perhaps I and this person named Satoru are exchanging consciousness with each other for some reason. When I'm in my body, he's in his body. When I'm in his body, he's in mine. That must be it. Now that I think about it, the last thing I remember about Sphia was being in the bathroom. At that time, the bathroom lights had suddenly gone out, and someone had come in. But I had no clue who that person was. I distinctly remember feeling a sense of danger then. What exactly happened after that? If we are indeed exchanging consciousnesses with each other, I wonder if that Satoru person is all right after that. I want to believe that he's okay. It would seem that I've already accepted that our consciousnesses are switching. No, perhaps I could even say I'm forcing myself to accept it. Because if I didn't, it would have driven me insane already. I tried to come up with an explanation to calm myself first. How long is the phenomenon going to go on for? If only this were the last time, then that would be fine, but it wasn't guaranteed that there wouldn't be another switch while I was sleeping, leading to me waking up at Sphia once again. And I had no idea whether the transfer would happen again after that. Since we had no clue why this phenomenon was happening in the first place, after the next transfer, it was possible that they might just stop happening altogether. If that's the case, then I would end up in who knows where in some stranger's body for the rest of my life. If the other person was a girl, it wouldn't be so bad, but it had to be a boy. As if I'm androgynous. Or maybe it should be called gender identity disorder. If I was actually sick, I could accept that. But this isn't some sickness. Something's going on here. Something that I can't even imagine.
Alright. We're going to have to cut it short today.
Good time to stop.
We'll save it right here.
So at least it explained a little bit more about what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured, like, it was obvious that's what's going on is she's swapping bodies because, she becomes a guy.
Well, duh.
So, anyway, we'll have to find out more next time. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
And if you like the video, give it a like or comment or subscribe to see more. Alright, we'll see you later.
See you next time.